So it's not the beings talking to you. It is the ship itself that's talking to you. And it gives you programs and uploads and all kind of stuff like that. I noticed the month it happened, I didn't go to the ship the whole month. And I said, well, wait a minute. I know that ship ain't up there, you know, or fighting or doing something, got into a quarrel with somebody. So I also have the opportunity to astral project. I haven't mastered astral projection, but I can do it twice a month. But it wasn't happening that month. It was weird. A lot of weird stuff was going on in February. So I had the opportunity to wake up in well, I can do this very well. I can wake up in the dream world, what they call lucid dreaming, very well. So I wake up, and I remember I was sitting in his room with my father, and I immediately just woke up and said, I got to go. So I went out and I went to the area, you know, in the astral plane, because everything on the astral plane, family, reflects what's happening on Earth. That's just a fact. So whatever happens on Earth, I don't care how big it is, it happened in the astral plane first. So I wanted to start flying around, and immediately I started thinking about Alaska, or the area where they saw this first phenomenon started to happen. They shooting down these so-called things. And when I went over there, I saw what looked like a black, super black looking, I don't know what shape it was, right? It was just sitting up in the atmosphere, right? And I said, okay, I know what this is immediately when I saw it, right? I can't tell you what shape it was. It wasn't a saucer. It was something else, right? And it was just sitting up there, right? And I can tell it was cloaked. I can tell by the energy that was around it that in the physical world, you can't see this thing, right? But whatever it was cloaked. And I saw what looked like little dots coming from the sides of it, right? I didn't even see the doors open or nothing. It just started coming out the side of the ship. And they would fly down and they would just disappear. So I personally believe that when I saw this, I knew immediately. I said, okay, because I know what I'm seeing in the astral plane, right? I know what I'm seeing, right? So I sometimes to kind of protect what I say, I'll say I believe, even though I know certain things. So I say, hey, I believe there's a mothership up there. You know what I'm saying? That's causing all these things. And what I believe, family, I didn't go on a ship. You know, I didn't go on a ship or nothing like that. But I know it's there, and it's still there to this day. And it's above Alaska. I'm telling you right now.
Wow, it's above Alaska.
Above Alaska, absolutely.
Oh,
it's in that region, right? And when I think the ships that came down, the little scouter ships, if you want to call them that came down, were kind of testing the military. You know what I'm saying? Now, we don't know the true story. When they shot down the so-called balloons, they showed everybody, yeah, we shot these things down with the such and such jet. But when they so-called shot these objects up the sky, they didn't show us nothing. They just said, hey, we shot them down. They could have shot us down. How do we know? You know what I'm saying? We could have went up there and got our ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? And came back to Earth crying. We don't know. But this is what they're telling us. You know what I'm saying? We know America do stuff like that. Yeah, we didn't lose. You know, it wasn't a war. It was the Vietnam conflict and all this stuff. And you know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, I think they were down here chin checking us to see what we got. Now, that's serious, right? And I think we went up there and got our ass kicked. Real talk. That's why I didn't show. Because I'll tell you what, if America would have had the opportunity to show we shot down the UFO, they would have showed the world.
Woo! Damn, brother, that makes sense.
They would have said, look what we just did.
That makes sense.
All that stuff y'all see in the movies, yeah, look what we just did. Look what our technology did. We would have been flexing our muscles, right?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we would have been flexing our muscles. You know what I'm saying? So I knew they didn't shoot the ship down, even though they said they did. Wow. We shot down the object such and such the size of a car, but no, you got beat by an object the size of a car. Because first of all, we know you can't catch nothing like that. These things can change the angles, turn 90-degree angles that will break your neck. You can't catch these things. So that's what I believe that really happened, family, because I see how these things fly when they come out of the sides of the ship immediately, and then they disappear. So I think America knows something is there, and I think this thing is... Now, I don't personally believe these things are violent. I believe that these things are part of a higher council that want to connect with humans. And they're trying to figure out what's the best way. They're playing chess with us right now. So what's the best way to approach this? Because the world, the people who control the world don't want to lose power. If we just show up, human beings are going to lose their mind. So what is the best way to approach this? Let's slowly do it. Let's give them a little bit here, season the salt over there, cook them over there, and then that's what I believe is happening, family. I believe we're getting ready to experience full disclosure like you've never seen it before.
You know, brother Yosef, real quick, I noticed the rise of AI technology is happening at the same time the UFO phenomenon is
Yes.
picking up pace. So with you saying they're looking for a way to communicate with us, do you think they're the AI? They're the ones when we go to Mid-Journey and we said, give me a picture, and it's just amazing. We're like, oh shit, AI is so intelligent. Are they communicating with us through artificial intelligence?
I personally believe, brother, that they are already inside of our internet. I believe that they have already inserted codes and stuff. I believe that there is nothing that we can do. Now don't get it twisted, right? We know that there are beings that they're actually being run off the planet as we speak. But as long as human beings are under control of these beings, we can't let all these beings leave, because human beings at this point, we still to a degree need to be controlled. Because, and I say that because of this, if you just gave power to all the people and kicked out the so-called elite, human beings won't know what to do. We've been following them for so long until we don't know what to do no more with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I hear black people, hey, kill a white man and take over the world. I mean, we know good and well we ain't even get along. How in the world is we gonna take over the world? We gonna kill each other because everybody gonna want to be the boss. Yeah,
fighting for position.
Right, we don't trust each other to even be at the same bank together. So how in the world is we gonna, you know what I'm saying? So we got to think about what we say sometimes. So the people who want to free us, right? And that is the Galactic Federation, right? The people who've been watching us for years, and they're kind of in control of our evolution, and they want to free us to a certain extent. They are figuring out ways to slowly give us disclosure where we can open our minds and our hearts up to something higher and greater. And of course, the other powers that be are going to want to fight this by more control, more fear, right? So they need to put out more fear so we can stay in a control mechanism. Because as soon as there's fear in the world, people, I don't care how much you've been talking about the government this, the government that, when there's fear in the world, people run back to the government for help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was tested with the so-called, you know, y'all know what it was in 2020. So with that being said, brother, that's what I think is happening. That's what I think is going down. I think that, yes, their AI system has been probing us for a long time. They could shut down our missiles. They could do all kind of stuff. So I think that this is something new, though, that they're not used to right now. I'm gonna open up to y'all tonight, all right? Because I usually don't be opening up about this stuff all the time, but I'm gonna go ahead and just let it loose, right? So on my Patreon, I talked about Patreon family as well about last week. I was lucid dreaming again, and these beings took me. They look. I gave a picture of them on my Patreon. They look like humans, but they had these big black eyes, right? And they showed me how they were also part of the Galactic Federation.
And I'm not one of them. We can't get a picture, brother Yosef.
I don't know if I got it on my. Let me see if I can pull a picture up for y'all real quick.
Thank you, my brother.
Because they were some very interesting beings that really, really shocked me at what they said and what they told me. Yes, I got a picture for y'all. Y'all hold on one second. This is this is how they look, y'all. But they didn't have hair. They had very little, like, thin layer of hair. The hair wasn't this thick. Okay. Well, that's pretty much how they looked, right? That's pretty much how they looked. So they had looked more human, right? And I see I wrote a whole story on there about that. And these beings really surprised me because I never met nobody like them before. First time I ever met these beings before. And they revealed themselves to me. They said, hey, our job is to give people missions on Earth. It's to update the so-called chosen ones on Earth. And they use the word chosen ones, but there's many names for them. Messiah seeds, chosen ones. Some people even say the word star seed, whatever. But our mission is to update people all over the world, not just in America, but all over the world on their mission. And they showed me how they updated people on their mission. And it blew me away. These beings who come down to Earth in the thousands, right? But every day they update people all, in different areas. So these beings, they pretty much will transform themselves into a human, right? Walk into a grocery store. They told me our favorite thing to do is stand next to you in the line in the grocery store and give you an update. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, we look you in the eye and start a small conversation with you. while we're looking you in the eye. And while we're looking to your eye, your next mission is downloaded. You just know what you need to do next. Oh, your next mission is downloaded because we hypnotize you. We hypnotize you into doing your next mission. And they reminded me of a few moments in my life that really blew me away. One in particular that really shocked me was when I came. They said, "Yo, your first lecture in South Carolina, 2021." I was a black woman there, and they told me that they shook my hand and gave my next mission. I said, "What?" They said we could be. Oh, love. We could be the person sitting next to you at the doctor's office and talk about and complain about the weather outside. But while we complaining about the weather, we're hypnotizing you while we're looking you in the eyes, and we're giving you your. All of a sudden, you go home, you got this epiphany. Oh, I think I'm gonna. You know what I'm saying? I got an idea. I'm gonna do this for the people, and I'm gonna take that to the next level, and I'm gonna get money like this, and I'm gonna build this. It's more about building than anything. So when you get these great ideas to build, think about the people you was pumping your gas, and the guy next to you, hey man, how you doing today? Oh man, you know, I'm heading into work and no. And the guy had a 2-minute conversation, and when you look him in the eye for 2 seconds, you just got hypnotized. They told me they do this to at least 5 million people a year. I thought that was a weird number, but they said 5 million people a year. These are the people who will be future people in the government, future people who will be politicians, people who will be future whatever. And they do it from all different perspectives. And these beings are very powerful. So that's something that happened to me also. So since February, I haven't been back on my ship. But I'm told that I can have access to it whenever I want. But I don't have to go back every month like I used to before, because I'm getting ready to do something totally different apparently. But that's what that is. So I want everybody to think about when you at the grocery store, random people talking to you, and then they turn around and they walk away. And you look at them like, you know, you don't pay much attention to. That was a weird conversation. You at a doctor's office, somebody complaining about the weather, right? You in the gas station, somebody just reaching over trying to talk to you, right? Think about what they're saying to you. And think about if it's really small talk, you could be being hypnotized for your next mission if you wanted to chosen, right? So this is something I was told that is being done in humans as well. And that happened to me in top of March.
Wow. Amazing. You just made me think of something. I remember probably about 5 years ago, I was in Brooklyn and I was with my son and some family members. I was with my sister, my lady, and a man, a real tall black brother, randomly walked up to us and he just started telling us shit about ourselves. And he looked at me. He was like, "Oh, you?" He was like, "Oh, you promote shit. You're gonna be promoting a lot of things." And I'm like, "How you know?" He didn't know I had a YouTube channel, and I'll be like, you know, helping promote all the gods and goddesses that come on my channel. But the fact that he said that he told my sister something about her, and it was just amazing. Like the level I'm talking about, he told us mad shit within like 2 minutes, just like that. Just started telling us shit.
Yeah.
And it's
amazing,
funny
man.
You said that. I actually called him 4 days ago, and he didn't pick up. And he texted me back, but I didn't get back to him. So it's very interesting that you just said that. I'm going to contact that gentleman. I'm going to try to have him on the show. That's why I contacted him. I'm going to try to bring him on the show. But listen, let me ask you this, Brother Yosef. You talked about the chosen ones. What's interesting is that, you know, I believe I'm a chosen one. And a lot of the people who are chosen ones on the planet, one of the things the chosen ones don't like, you know, chosen ones, they're supposed to uplift humanity. They don't like being around people. So it's like a weird dichotomy. They're supposed to be chosen to help people, but they don't like being around people. They rather stay to themselves. What do they call them? Empaths or not empaths? They got a name for them.
Yes.
People
introverts.
Introvert. Yeah, they're like introverts.
I'm the king.
How the hell are you? Bro, how we chosen? Bro, me and you chosen, but we introverts.
Right.
That is a weird dynamic in humanity, bro.
Hey, bro, that's why they gotta hypnotize our ass, because we ain't trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? But to keep it real, man, you know what you said is so true. I'm the king of introverts. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Houston now. A few people I know from Houston. Hey, man, what you trying to do today? I said nothing. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Unless the family want to go out. You know what I'm saying? And Houston is a beautiful city. I'm just now starting to get out and see Houston, to keep it real with you. Yeah. But I don't be wanting to go nowhere. Now, a lot of that got to do with when I first moved here, it was 100 degrees every day. You know what I'm saying? And that's some beat you in the neck when you walking around. But It's just me, bro. Even when I lived in New York, I'm an introvert. It's my personality. You know what I'm saying? So yes, to be doing what I'm doing now, what you said is so true, brother. Vast majority of the chosen, they pretty much they don't want to be social with anybody. They kind of don't like to be around people. They don't really want to be people, but that's a program mechanism to keep us balanced, brother. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know, brother Rich, people look at you and say, man, you're a humble dude. People look at me and say, I'm a humble dude. There's a lot of people out there that's millionaires and they got things going. They humble people. That's because we don't like people. I don't want to say we don't like people. We don't like being around people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what it is. So we rather be and that's a program that was put into us to help us protect ourselves as far as us being around the wrong energy, or us being around the wrong energy, or us being around like people we shouldn't be around, and also keeping our energy balanced. Anybody know I don't like going to parties. If I'm at an event or something, hey, I'll check out everybody. Hey, how you doing? All right. Hey, I'll see y'all later. I'm gone. You know, brother, I saw you in Atlanta and you was like, hey, man, you going to just like, no, brother, peace. I'm gone. Yeah. I'm out of here. That's just how I be. I went around, shook a few hands, say what's up to people. That's just how I be. I always thought I was weird, but it's like, no, it's a protective mechanism to block a lot of people who don't like you, or who may want to harm you in some spiritual way or something like that, to not make you available as much. You know what I mean? So yes, what you said is so true, brother. I'm definitely one of those people that the chosen are definitely those type of people that they're introverts, and some are worse than others.
Indeed. I just put up a post for what you said. It just reminded me of Instagram post I just put up yesterday. And I was talking about how, one of the ways I protect my energy and stay focused is the fact that I'm in a relationship with my lady, and I've been in a relationship for so long.
Yeah, that was powerful.
Allows me to stay laser focused, and I don't get caught up in all the bullshit and all the drama outside with multiple women or being around mad dudes, being in the club. That a lot comes with that lifestyle.
Yes.
So being that I'm so focused and I have so much stability, I'm able to be the best version of myself. So
I agree with that, brother. So much, man. Same here.
Yeah, definitely. Let me ask you this. There was an epidemic of homeless people disappearing. Now, I thought about this because the other day, I just see somebody in the chat say something about homeless people. A homeless man asked me for money the other day. He didn't ask for money. He just made a comment. And my initial thought was, I ain't giving this nigga shit. You nigga next to the liquor store. But there's something say, something about his vibe. Just give him some money. So I gave him some money. Now, the question I want to ask you, homeless people disappearing. They kidnapping them and they're experimenting on them. My question on you is there a possibility these people are disappearing because they're not humans to begin with, and they're just like extraterrestrials that are there for certain moments to scope out the area, and then they just bounce? So they're not really being kidnapped to being tested on by the government. They're extraterrestrials that are just here to kind of scope out the area. What you think about that concept?
I think that is 100% true. I think the vast majority of homeless people are, this is going to sound crazy, but I believe this is really real. They are literally gods who come down and they walk around like homeless people because they won't get a lot of attention that way.
Yeah.
I think that they are also extraterrestrials without a shadow of a doubt. And like they say, the Bible says you may be entertaining angels unaware. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember I was going to the Harris County tax auction to look at some houses and stuff when I was down here about maybe 3 months ago, right? And so me and my mom, we driving to the spot, and we get to this corner. It's this homeless dude, bro. He said, I'm not gonna lie, and he was holding a sign. And this dude must be an angel because he made my day, man. But the sign said, I'm not gonna lie, I need $3 because I'm too ugly to sell my ass. And I said, what? I said, so you telling me because you can't sell your body, you need $3? I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I thought about it for a second. This guy's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I said, look, man, if I had cash, I'll give it to you, bro. That's a funny sign. So it's moments like that, oh, why did that homeless guy make me laugh? Because mostly homeless people, you trying to stay away from them. Hey, bro, I ain't got no money. Hey, bro, you might think they trying to harm you or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I personally believe that homeless people are taken. Some of them, they're taken for all kind of different projects and stuff like that. But for the most part, I believe that a lot of the extraterrestrials do come down as homeless people and just walk around the earth because you're not paying them no attention. If you see a dude with raggedy clothes and he talking to himself, you're not really paying that guy no attention. Right, you know what I'm saying? I think they come down to observe and probe things like that. So yes, I do agree with that, brother.
What's your thoughts on Elijah Muhammad and the will and the things he talked about with extraterrestrials. What's your thought on that?
I'm gonna keep it real, brother. And I've told people this before. I don't believe Elijah Muhammad was human. I believe he was a real extraterrestrial. Okay, and because you gotta look at a man who had a 3rd grade education, and he built something like this that's still standing. You know what I'm saying? A regular human can't do something like that. You gotta really think about that. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that, and he is one of the first black people I ever heard about that talked about UFOs.
Right.
That's a fact. And some of the greatest teachers you can think about came out of Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
So there's definitely something to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I think that he was an extraterrestrial. I don't think he was human at all. You know what I'm saying? And every great man, people gonna try to downplay them in some kind of way. But I personally always told people, after reading Message to the Black Man, after reading How to Eat to Live and stuff, and notice how it made me think. A lot of books you get, and you're like, man, this book really made me think, man. I said something different about this guy. It's not that he a great man. He was not human. He was not a human being. That's what I think about the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Now, I want to ask you this. I had this thought and I had this idea, and I'm like, because I'm big on meditating, and I do my meditation a certain way, private way, and I'm trying to figure out what's the way to get maximum results. And I came to the conclusion, and I want to get your opinion on it, that you get more results and downloads from certain sources the more you're able to keep a secret. The more you're able to keep certain secrets and not tell people what the hell is happening and how it's happening, it's like you could get more of what you want. What's your thoughts on that? Am I just bugging out? What's your thoughts?
You're not bugging out at all, brother. That's why I be watching. That's why I be like, hey, I don't know if I should say that. Everybody be like, say it. And it's like, because I am part of spiritual orders and just stuff like that. And there's a lot of things I really can't talk about. A lot of things I can't do. I can't say, right? But at the same time, and I understand, I just think it was wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I really got into a lot of different.
Me too. That's what
I'm saying. I got into a lot of orders. I'm gonna get this information. I'm gonna go tell all the black people.
Tell everybody. I'm gonna tell everybody. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell everybody. But the more wiser I became, the more my consciousness grew. I started realizing, as much as they want to know it, they just want to be entertained. They don't want to learn this stuff to grow and evolve. They just want to know this so they can hurt themselves. They want to hurt themselves. If I give them this information, they're going to do it and they're going to hurt themselves. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes not on purpose, but really people they want to become Superman. They want to go to the next level. They want to do certain things, and you can't talk about certain things. You know what I'm saying? So I'll tell you guys a secret. A lot of so-called secret societies that are put out as evil are actually not even evil. They're evil because that's how they protect themselves. They know you won't come over here.
This is a hell of a show. Come on, y'all.
They put up evil stuff because, and you be like, man, how could this person be part of that? They must be evil. No, you're not evil. It's just how they protect themselves. They make you think it's evil. You know what I'm saying? They make you think it's evil. So you know, because I've told people, organizations I was part of, they think I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is like, that's not what it is, family. It's just that we don't want y'all in there. Because we don't want y'all in there because some of y'all ain't ready. Right. Some of y'all don't have the consciousness yet. So yes, silence is golden. I agree with that 100%. Yeah. So that's why, like a brother was telling me the other day on my YouTube channel, I talked about a group of extraterrestrials, and I was like, well, I'm not going to say the name, but I remembered I said it already on my Patreon. I said, well, dang, if they find it, they find it. And then one dude was like, oh, you think it was your vampires? He's like, prove it to me right now. Prove it. I say, what do you think I'm going to do? Go out here and come to your house, knocking your door. But that's how people be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Prove it to me. And then if I prove it to you, you're going to call the police on him. You know what I'm saying? He hang with vampires or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's what you said, brother, is so true. You get more when you know how to be quiet. When you know not to say certain things. That's why, you know, certain orders like Freemasonry stuff got secret handshakes and secret words, they say, because you can't cast pearls towards swine. You can't do it because not that these people are bad, it's just that people ain't ready. So yes, a lot of things are shielded with satanic or evil imagery because they don't want y'all looking at it. That's going to keep you away.
Do you think, Brother Yosef, do you think because you know, you're very spiritual and you travel the astral realm and you have contact with different entities and everything. Are any of your ancestors or anybody you know, have they passed away and since they live on another planet? Like, do you know of that being a regular occurrence? Like, Brother Rich leaves this realm, and then next thing you know, you meditate, and I'm like, yo, I'm right here in Saturn, or yo, I'm here on Mars, or something like that. Is that something that happens?
In my opinion, well, this is how it happens. Usually when a person dies, I'll say mostly today. Hopefully that'll change in a few years. From what I understand, is going to change. So what usually happens is this: people who usually pass away they're not spiritual. The majority of people on the planet, including a lot of our ancestors, right? So they be weak. They don't be in their right mind. They don't have consciousness. They need help. That's why one thing I'm always promote: hey, your ancestor altar, get help your ancestors. Burn some ancestor money. Do this, do that, because they need your help. Right. Your ancestors live in the quantum realm. That's where they live at. Okay. If you empower them, you empower yourself. Right? You empower yourself. Now, there are things you can do that can help your ancestors live in a better life, in a better way. So I actually have a area for my ancestors that we have houses, we have horses, we have gold and silver, we have all kind of stuff, because I know how to send things into the astral plane. So it's not that a person is living on Mars or they living in these other places, because you have to have the right consciousness to do that. If your consciousness is not right, if all you knew was Jesus, and you died, you pretty much gonna be stuck in that state unless somebody come and give you energy to help awaken your consciousness. So yes, what I do is I do go back and talk to a lot of my aunties and grandparents and stuff like that, and I talk to them on the astral plane, cousins and stuff like that. And when I do talk to them, I let them know, hey, if you need something, let me know. I'll do my best to send it over, because I'm in a better position. They don't have the consciousness yet but I'll tell you one of the things that happened, they actually start to look younger. So if your grandfather passed away and you give him the correct energy, he won't look like he did as an old man. He actually look like his prime. So everybody's prime is different. Some people's prime is 25 years old. Some people's prime is 32, right? So everybody, women and men, will actually go back to their prime. Now their astral form is being fed, right? And if you feed an astral form enough, you can deify it. If enough generations of the family give enough energy to one entity, you can deify that entity. It can be that ancestor can become a god. And that's really what we go into when we talk about the Orisha, the voodoo deities, the Palo deities. All these are ancient ancestors from like 1 million years ago, hundreds of thousands of years ago. All these people were real people that lived on Earth. And they have been deified through their bloodline, from giving them so much food and energy and stuff like that. Love, which is the most powerful thing you can give your ancestors. Sometimes when you have your ancestor off, just go in there and tell your ancestors how much you love them, even if you don't know who they are, because they're a part of you. So if you love them, you love yourself. So just go to the ancestor altar and tell them how much you love them, right? And try to feel love for them as you stand around. It's work at the ancestor altar. You don't just go up there, burn your ancestors' money. All right, I got y'all money for the week. I'll see y'all later. No, spend some time up there. Pour your emotions into your magic. That's something I've been saying for years. Put your emotions into your magic, right? And let the ancestors feel you. Even when you're working with the gods and the deities, let the deities feel you. Be emotional, right? Because they know when you're lying. They know when you're lying. So that's what I would say. Yes, it's possible to go to those realms and those things as an ancestor, but usually you have to have enough consciousness to do it.
Got a question. It's not about aliens, but it's definitely a spiritual question, and I feel as though you're the perfect brother to ask this question to. A lot of people that are into the spiritual sciences, they'll tell you, and when they tell you to clean your house to get rid of negative energy, they always talk about the corners of the house, and they talk about how negativity, like you'll see dust in the corner of your house, and negativity could get trapped in the corner of your house. So, and we hear about 90-degree angles all the time when it comes to quantum physics, and I noticed, just thinking about the corners in the homes, growing up in the hood and you a black man, brothers hang on the corners. They hang on the corners and negativity happens on the corners that they hang out. Another thing is when a child misbehaves, they may tell them, go stand in the corner when a child is being bad. So let's talk about corners and what energy is occurring in the corner of the street, the corner when the kid is standing there and he's being bad, the corner of your home when dust is being trapped in the corner. Talk to me about corners and 90-degree angles, my brother.
Yeah. So absolutely, family. So everything comes to a point. You know what I'm saying? When you at a 90-degree angle, you at a point. So all the energy, because we live in, everybody for the most part lives in a square house. You know what I'm saying? A house with corners in it. So in those corners, family, all energy that is stagnant will fall to
in
the corners. You know what I'm saying? Positive energy was kind of just float around. It'll go to the corners. It'll go to the ceilings. It'll go everywhere, right? But negative energy is still energy. So all magicians who are alchemists that know how to transmute energy will suck that energy up. They will use that energy. And that goes into brothers and sisters who are on the corner all the time. That's why there's churches on the corner. Churches are Catholic churches, to be exact, right?
Right.
Because Catholics are middle pathers. You know what I'm saying? They really not good or evil. They mostly are just people who will just use any energy they can to evolve. That's a whole nother topic right there. That goes to the middle path. But Catholics are, a Catholic church is on every corner. They don't really care what type of energy they get. That Catholic church is designed to suck up energy and transmute it and give it back to the Pope. You know what I'm saying? And the black Pope, to be exact. You know what I'm saying? The white Pope is more of a puppet. He's powerful, but he's not the real Pope. The black Pope is the real one. You know, so that person receives all the power, and in turn he grants the white Pope with the Jesuit priest, who are wizards, you know, and they wear the colors of communism, the colors of Satanism. They wear these things, and there's these red and black colors, these cardinal priests, and they surround the Pope. You know what I'm saying? Those are his protection, his spiritual protection. Because of course there's people that don't like, that's a whole nother thing. But these 90-degree angles, the Catholic Church is known for sucking this energy up more than anybody. You know what I mean? That's why these churches, and it's a few Christian churches that's on the corner, but a lot of those Christian churches used to be Catholic churches. A lot of people who have Christian churches today, these old churches used to be Catholic churches. The church I grew up in right now has moved over to a big, humongous church, but that church used to be a Catholic church. So that's what that is. It's about energy. So a lot of people will let negative energy go into their corners in their house, and they will use it later in rituals. A lot of people do that. They will let that happen in their ritual room, and they will use that negative energy for rituals. They will transmute it. But that's what that is, family. So that's why I always tell people, put something in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Get you like a light or some type of light works, believe it or not. Get you some type of sea salt, Palo Santo, whatever you can, or just put a dresser or something in the corner. And if you ever want to see somebody's house got a ghost in it, if you have eyes to see, when you walk in the house, look directly in the corner, because that's where the ghost gonna be. Because that's where the ghost can sustain itself. It can sustain itself in the corner because that's where all the energy is at.
Man, Brother Yosef, before we continue, tell the people about anything, because we got about 3,800 people in the chat right now. Tell the people about anything you got coming up. I know you got a lecture coming up somewhere.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I have a lecture coming up in South Carolina on April 8th. It's called Building the Quantum Body. Right. And it's going to be on April 8th, and it's going to be a good time, family. Tickets are going fast. You guys can go to my website, check that out. www.newlife. What is my own website? I just built my website. New Life Tools Tribal Ministries. .com. New Life Tools Tribal Ministries.com. You can also go to backwoodsrealm.com and get your tickets. But if you go to any one of my videos on YouTube, you'll see the link. My last video, you'll see the link below the video. So you can go there and get your tickets, family. I got that coming up. Also, like I said, family, my book is on the website. The Book of Brother Yosef. I'm happy about this book.
I'm gonna get that tonight. I'm getting that tonight, brother.
Appreciate it, brother.
And family, hold on, but real quick, bro. I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah.
Family, make sure this is the brother that comes through with books all the time for us to buy, and we run on Amazon and we buy it and it gets sold out. This time tonight, family, instead of buying the books on Amazon that Yosef stay recommending since he came on my show the first time, tonight, let's crash his website. Make sure you got the right website, brother. Before I
yes.
What's your website again, brother?
Yes, New Life Tools Tribal Ministries.com. New Life Tools.
God damn,
Tribal Ministries.
That's a long website.
I know that's a long website, right? .com. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but if you hit New Life Tools, it'll send you there. My old website will actually send you straight to my new one. But like I said, go watch my last video on YouTube. I just woke up, so now what? And the link will be right below that video. And you can go in there. Also, we have restructured my tribe, so the tribe is now Kiobi Tasalagi. You can go in there for tribal membership as well. So it's a lot going on in that. But yes, family, more than anything, I'm very proud of my book. I'm trying to do my volume 2 this year, and so that's on there as well, family.
New Life Tools Tribal Ministries. Make sure let's crash.com. Let's crash this brother's website tonight, like we always do with the other books. I want this brother to say, Brother Rich, man, they bought so many books, I can't keep up. Because this brother always blesses us with the books, man. You the book god.
Yes, thank you. You don't buy a book, brother. I appreciate it, brother. You know what I'm saying? If you don't buy a book, buy something on there. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Thank you for the support.
Definitely. Let me ask you this, brother. First of all, I want to give thanks for this show. Such an amazing. And last night, did you see the show I had last night with Vicky Dillard?
I saw some of it. Yes.
Oh, it was off the hook, brother. You got to see the whole thing about the symbols and how the Vatican took the power from the black amazing woman back in the day. Oh man, brother, you got to see. Vicky did her thing. Shout out to Vicky Dillard. Shout out to Rod Hayes for coming on the show late in the last 15 minutes. Amazing show. We on fire here on Black Magic. Want to ask you this, brother Yosef. Then we might get to a few Q&A, but I'm having such a good time. I might keep going. Brother, Dr. Phil Valentine has taught us about light codes, and he teaches us that light codes hit the planet, and light is information. So when information hits the planet in Alaska, let's say information hits the planet in Hawaii, then the light code information hits the planet in Jamaica is different information. So different plants grow, different fruits grow. The people act different because they're being absorbed. They're absorbing different information, so they have different characteristics. Harlem people act different because I was encoded with certain life information my whole life. My question to you is, since this mothership is over Alaska, if we start traveling to Alaska, will we get some of the information that maybe the light code, the mothership is pouring on the state of Alaska?
That's a good question, brother. I would say probably not, because I can tell that this ship is the type of ship that don't even want you to know it's there. You know what I'm saying? Don't want you to know it's there, and I don't think it's gonna stay in that area forever.
Wow.
I think that's just where it is for now. You know what I'm saying? But I know that these light codes also are drawn towards certain vortexes on the planet. Like New York City has a powerful vortex over it, a very powerful vortex over it.
Yeah.
And that vortex allowed hip hop to come down. So it developed that vortex literally developed the people's mind in that area to accept this new program. This new I like to call it stuff like that, because that's really what it is, because we live in a hologram. So there's a new musical program that came down that wasn't invented by us, but we had the biology and the consciousness to receive it. You know what I'm saying? That was hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And also various other forms of music all around the planet. So these vortexes on certain areas of the planet that line up with the vortexes on the planet have a lot to do with why cities thrive,
right?
And why certain cities have negative vibes to it. No disrespect, like Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Or then certain cities have positive vibes. So it's like beautiful city and all this stuff. That's all because of the vortex energy. So when them light codes come down from the sun, without a shadow of a doubt, it hits them vortexes and transmutes it for the people in that area. You know what I'm saying? So yes, that goes into why certain flowers grow and certain things happen. And if you eat them flowers, you live longer and all this stuff. And you know what I'm saying? So yes.
So just to talk about, we talked about the light codes being over the city and people, like how you said it gave this New York City hip hop. I was watching a Dolores Cannon video, and me and Rod Hayes, and you're the Dolores Cannon, right?
Absolutely.
A white lady. She deals with past life regressions, and I think that's what it's called. And she talked about how the aliens, they used to be here with the humans side by side, but since they couldn't do that no more, and they used to, that's the way they used to help us back in, maybe you could say the what's those people, the Dogon, they seen the aliens face to face. After a while, they couldn't do that, so they just put the information to help humanity in the atmosphere. So she said that's where it's at. They don't care who gets it first. Whoever channels it, that's who gets it first.
Yes.
Do you think, in terms of channeling this information that is in the ethers or that's in the atmosphere, do you think the chemtrails are having an effect on that, or anything that they're doing in the skies is having an effect on that?
I personally believe that certain energies of the sun, the chemtrails can't block. But some of the energy of the sun, the chemtrails can block. And it can stop definitely stop certain frequency of the sun from coming down. Because if it didn't work, they won't keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? So they can block if you're the type of person that, like I tell people to sun gaze, I tell people to sun gaze even if you can't see the sun. Sun gaze, because your conscious naturally will connect with the sun. You know what I'm saying? And it works. It can, and it's been proven by scientists to make you smarter from looking at the sun. Now, I told a story one time that I worked at a job where I was grateful enough to get there early in the morning. Every day I had to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I worked at a garage, and I would go to the top of this garage and watch the sunrise every morning. And I'm telling you, brother, my mind turned like crazy. And a lot of people don't know, but I'm actually coming out with a documentary. All right, I'm gonna do a documentary. And on this documentary, I got the man. I went back to my old job, and the old guy still worked there. That old guy, I told him, I said, look, man, I just knew it one day. I started knowing stuff without even knowing it from looking at the sun. And I told the old guy, I said, hey, man, people gonna start dropping dead today all around the world. Just gonna start dropping dead. And the guy was like, man, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So he walked away. As he gets to the front of the garage, a man falls into his arms and dies. And the man tells a story right on video. I got it documented. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, man, I was right there. I couldn't believe what I saw. Now the question is, how did I know that? I was getting it from the sun. And some days when I was sun gazing, yeah, they was tearing the areas up with chemtrails. But at the same time, you are naturally connected to that thing. So if you just look in the area of the sun, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, you could still sun. And like I tell people, if you can't do that, just light a white candle. You could do the same thing. So I believe, yeah, they do block some stuff out with the chemtrails, but I think that the majority of the energy we need, they don't block it out. Like as far as transforming us, because that sun definitely evolves the human race, makes us smarter. It makes us want to do things more and all the stuff like that. So.
So you know, we're talking about UFOs and the spaceships being in the sky. I believe I heard Dr. B Serious, I believe it was him, say before that he referred to mushrooms as spaceships. So is that the spaceship that we're looking for and is right in front of us right now, and we could take it and we could go to any planet?
I do believe that, brother. I do believe that. I do believe that. And I'm not I don't take mushrooms, but you know, I know a lot of people that do, and I just tell people they are very powerful because they take your consciousness. It's a spaceship ride, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. The first plants on this planet was mushrooms. Yeah. That's a fact. So the first things on this planet that you ever could see was mushrooms. You know what I mean? So they are very magical. And now a lot of the mushrooms, they have a lot of cold plasma attached to them. So they pull their energy from the astral plane and the higher dimensions. So that's why when you take it and you ingest it, it takes you literally inside your soul. So that's the trip you're going on. You're not going out there, you're going in here. And you're going on this inside this super geometrical structure inside your body called your soul. It takes you on a ride through your soul, which is the universe, which everything exists inside of there. You know what I mean? So that's where that's why when people first start taking it, see all these geometric shapes, you on a trip into your soul. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of tell people, hey, take the mushrooms, but also at the same time, I would tell people to do it more when you're looking for a breakthrough, more than because some people just do it for fun. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, do it when you're looking for a breakthrough. When you're trying to get to a certain point, you can't get there. Or I need this breakthrough. Do it for that reason, because people who do it for fun, I get calls like this all the time. Brother Yosef, I hear voices. You know, somebody's trying to tell me to kill myself. Hey, brother, you ever took mushrooms? Yeah, just last week. Okay, you got a door open in your consciousness that it ain't closing. That door is not closing. So I tell people, if you do it a lot, do it with a shaman. You know what I'm saying? Do it with a shaman and help you close that door. You go right to taking mushrooms.
That's interesting. That's important because we also, Dr. B also talked about it being overused and abused, mushrooms. So I agree. That's definitely important. We're approaching the hour mark, family. I'm about to hit. Wow, this is such an amazing show. Let me ask you this: in terms of the Galactic Federation, and you saying your concept of white versus black changed with you astral traveling and seeing all these different races, do you think every what we call race down here comes from a different galactic race? You know, they say as above, so below. That
is a good question, my brother. And yes, I do believe that, including white folk. Because I believe that.
Let's go down the list, brother. Black, white, Asian, Indian. Let's go. Come on.
Everybody.
Come on, let's go down the list.
Right, because they all exist like that. So I tell people all the time, all aliens come from the future. They don't come from our world. Our world is inside of a holographic universe. We're inside of a dome. They come from another parallel universe, or they come from the future. They come from a whole nother dimension, right? And when they come from these dimensions or these parallel universes, a lot of them tend to look like us sometimes. And that's one of the biggest secrets about aliens that I think that is going to be revealed when they finally, don't get me wrong, there are some races like insectoids that actually look like humongous bumblebees and humongous, they look like cockroaches and ants and stuff like that. But that goes to show even ants got ancestors that are extraterrestrial, you know what I'm saying? So, and guess what? Those beings existed before we had little tiny ants down here. Those beings already existed. But the question is why? That's because our world is on a different timeline. We're on a different timeline. These beings already evolved themselves. And they encoded some of their family members down here into this world, including us. So yes, we all have a higher ancestral or another version of us in a higher world or parallel world that is from a whole nother extraterrestrial race. And that's how that goes. So yes, all aliens are from the future, all of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of forgetting your original question, my brother. I started going off on the you said something about the Galactic Federation.
Yeah, the base of the question is, as far as above, so below, there's different races in space. So do the races on Earth reflect the different races in space?
Okay, yes, and yes, they do. So they definitely do, brother. So you got the believe it or not, even though we talk about the Lyrians, the cat people, a lot of the cat people look just like a lot of Asian people. They look like a lot of Asian people, right? And you have, of course, the Anunnaki who look like us, but there's so many so-called melanated black races out there that have nothing to do with the Anunnaki at all. Right. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Blair.
Give me another name. Another name. Man,
you got the man, there's so many races out there. I don't even know them all, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's still, look, man, I got a book, brother. Oh man, I don't know if I should give it out now, right? I don't know if I should give it out. So let me say this.
Don't give it out.
There are more extraterrestrial races, that exist in the universe than you got sands on the beach. Grains of sand on the beach. You got purple people. You got the Syrians, which are mostly tend to be blue people, right? You got the Pleiadians. You got the Octurians, the council, and they got one of the biggest councils there is. You got all these different groups out here, bro, that we can't even perceive. So everything. So that's why I tell people we can't get over racism down here. What you gonna do when you see people with orange skin and people with purple skin, right? And you're gonna say, hey, I'm the original black man. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna fly up there. You know what I'm saying? So in the Galactic Federation, you have 24 elders that kind of sit on the council, and they're made up of so many different groups. And in my opinion, one of the most common extraterrestrials that come down here a lot are Zeta Reptilians. And I talked about a group, Sicarians. I talked about a group what was about 3 weeks ago that are a type of reptilian group. And a lot of people was telling me I was wrong. And that's okay, because when it comes to extraterrestrial stuff, there's so many variations from it. See, but I have a secret way that I know. See, I read people who are channelers, and everybody don't know who the channelers are. There's people who can channel, real channelers, you know what I'm saying? Not people who just write books, real channelers, you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, I've traveled to astral plane myself to back up and see if what these people are saying is true. And that's why one of my best things I want to do, I tell people, take your Harataki, take a tracer, because I want people to have these travels as well, to share these experiences. It's not hard, you know what I'm saying? You just got to really work on your third eye. So, yes, there's tons of races that exist, and we all reflect different ones, but they are all from the future, all of them, because we live inside of a dome.
What about the I forgot the gentleman's name, a white dude, talked about the black ones from Saturn. You got any information? Have you ever made contact with them?
I have never made contact with no beings from Saturn, but that's exactly goes into what I was saying. There's so many other black groups that exist. There's a guy named Barry Littleton, I think his name is. He got a YouTube channel. Y'all can check him out. Barry Littleton, I think his name is. And if you find him, Brother Rich, you might want to see if you can bring him on here, man.
What's his name? Say his name again.
Barry Littleton. If I get I'm gonna get one of his videos, I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
And this brother he's also a person who contacted. He just like me. We talking about extraterrestrials going on ships, all that stuff. And I don't think he get as much credit as he should, though. But I know he's talking real stuff. Long story short, he went on he went camping with one of these. I guess these are two other white guys, and one of the white guys said he came across a group of black people who was about 9 feet tall, and they all dressed like shamanistic wear. But he said the way they fly their ships and the way they do everything is with dancing. He said, so when they want to do something to you, it's like this very intense dance that they do. He said these black people, they do this, and they wear tribal stuff. He said they do this very intense, like very hardcore dance. And that's how they do magic. And that's how they do this. Their technology is dancing.
You know.
So very powerful.
Damn, this is a good conversation. Talking to Cam Body, you know Cam Body, you know
Yes.
about Cam Body, because he do shrooms, and he said when he was doing shrooms one time, a lot of times he meet entities that they communicate through dancing. So he was talking about they do the pop lock and all that stuff we do. They do that. They got that, and that's how they communicate with each other.
Yes,
so it's very, very interesting.
I told a story one time on Patreon about this only happened to me one time. A group of extraterrestrials took me into the quantum world. And before this movie Ant-Man even came out, I was on there in my Patreon telling people that it was whole worlds inside our microscopic, which changed, brother. This changed my whole perception on what we think is real, on what reality really is. Because as you keep going down, and even inside these beings, there is literally cultures that live inside the microscopic world, right? Universes inside of a blade of grass. There's universes, with entities living inside these universes, intelligent beings. You know what I'm saying? And I found that this is actually what helps make a lot of these things grow. So yeah, it took me to the quantum where I saw beings, and one of the things I saw in general was a planet where it was like a bunch of beings dancing. That's all they just kept doing was dancing. I don't know what none of that was about, but yeah. So I believe it. Yes, that's going down. I'm glad Ken Bada had that experience.
Let me show you something real quick. Let me pull some. Okay. Yeah, give me 1 second. It's funny you said to play the grass. I meant to show this when I was doing a live with KT the Arch Degree and Dr. B
into what we call dark energy and dark matter, which is we're what 90-something% empty space.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta think about all this stuff.
No,
you know,
definitely. Oh man,
that was a powerful picture though, bro. That was powerful.
Yeah. No, man. This whole life thing is some interesting stuff, man.
I'll tell people, keep your mind open.
Yeah.
Don't ever let your mind slip into that's not real. Prove it to yourself. Agree that is when it comes to the metaphysical. Agree that is real until you can prove that it's not real. And be a little kid. Have some fun. Right? If you don't believe that UFOs are real, believe it's real. Be like a little child. Don't be so stern and you need evidence all the time, because a lot of the evidence is hidden.
Yeah. You
know, brother, back in 2010, when I used to buy a lot of alien books and stuff like that, none of these books exist no more out there. A lot of I got maybe 30 or 40 different extraterrestrial books that I bought that got races and universe, all these different things in it. You can't find none of these books no more. I know, because I've been looking. And it's like they're trying to hide a lot of this information about this extraterrestrial stuff. They don't want people to know. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, brother.
We're gonna get to about 2 questions. I ain't gonna be on here too much longer. Then we're gonna get out of here. Give me some questions. You know, I seen a question earlier. I can't find it, but somebody wanted to know, does all this extraterrestrial UFO stuff have anything to do? I can't find the question. They want to know, does it have anything to do with the banks crashing? That was the question. Yeah.
No, but no, this is something that was bound to happen anyway. You know what I'm saying? The bank thing was bound to happen. And it's funny, as the banks fall, the AI starts to rise. You know what I'm saying? So everybody keep their eye on the AI stuff. You know, you got AI crypto out there now and all kind of stuff. So, you know, I think this is something that was bound to happen anyway. Because cryptocurrency has to take over as a new source. So
yeah, indeed. Wait, somebody said your website is crashing. Oh, hey, bro, Yosef, man, listen, man.
Crash it.
You got enough books for them, man?
Endless supply, my brother.
Yeah, we got 4,200 people in here, bro.
Hey,
crash this brother's website.
Crash
this
it,
brother. You gave us books every time you come on here. You give us book after book after. I'm looking for if I have any books. But anyway, you give us book after. Okay, I get it. Case example. I'm not bullshitting. I got this book. Well, who I got this from? Brother Yosef, you talked about this.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Brother Yosef talked, and I don't want to show it and y'all running by it. I want y'all to buy his book, but he recommended this book. So this brother's changing everybody's lives, recommended books. Let's buy his book. Let's crash his website. This melanated brother who comes with all these books every show.
I think this book here, the one you told me you tried to buy it,
and it was gone.
It was all gone.
It was gone. It was gone.
That night, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Tell me website again. Tell me website.
www.newlifetools.tribalministries.com. Okay. I know it's a long one, but newlifetools.tribalministries.com, family.
Okay. Let me see if I could put this. I'm put this in the chat because I think they might spell it wrong. New NULYFE
tools TOOLS Tribal Ministries.com.
All right. Like I said, let's crash this brother's website. I spelled it right?
Yep, that's it, brother.
Somebody asked me to pin it. I got to go on my phone to pin it. Hold up, y'all, because this is worth it. This is worth it, brother. Yeah, no, you hold us down with the books, brother. You don't. Some people like, I ain't telling these niggas where I get my information from. You be like, nah, I get it from here. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I want people to have these experiences and you know, and I think that's why a lot of people do rock with me, because I definitely talked about a lot of things that came true. You know what I'm saying? Talked about a lot. I told people in 2020 year to master. I told it in 2019 I did that video, and I said, hey, 2020 is gonna start with a bang. Everybody need to prepare. Then I started doing the videos on how to prepare yourself for what's to come, and everybody saw how 2020 went.
Cool, yeah.
By the way, I want to tell people, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm gonna put this on my next YouTube video in here. They got something out there called gold backs. Guys need to start buying some of these.
What's that?
Gold backs are pretty much. Can I show y'all one real quick?
Please do, my brother. Please do. Please do. Shout out to everybody out there while he gets that, who's doing it fast. I got some of KTC3 right now. That's what I was drinking during the show. That's like a algae from the ocean. I hope I'm saying it right. But shout out to KT, everybody who's participating in the fast on the Discord right now. I'm fasting right now. So shout out to everybody. We doing our thing. All right. Well, KT will probably be on the show real soon. You know, yeah, great show. It was a great show, right? Somebody said great show. Yeah, it was an amazing show. Well, I don't know. Somebody said, I'm gonna ask him about Pluto after he shows this, because I see y'all keep mentioning Pluto. So I don't know what's going on with Pluto, but I asked the brother.
Yeah. I'm gonna get with y'all in 1 second. I gotta do the safe thing, and it's a secret unzip compartment. I don't even know how to unzip the damn thing half the time, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm glad. Oh, Shadow the Dragon, you won the free ticket for the Blueprint to God Power. Shout out to Shadow the Dragon. I was doing a ticket giveaway, and this brother won a ticket. So shout out to that brother for participating. Yeah, we're gonna do a part 2 the end of the year. We got something amazing that we're gonna do. It's gonna be a little different, and but we're gonna do a Blueprint part 2 toward the end of the year. So y'all can stay tuned for that.
Yeah. So this is what I'm talking about, family.
All right.
Gold back. This is let me pull it out of the thing. This is a real dollar bill that you can cash, and it's 24 karat gold. And this is the New Hampshire gold back. Right? This is something that's accepted in New Hampshire. You can walk into the corner store. This is $1 worth of gold. Right? You can buy these on APMEX. And it's a few other websites, but if you type in gold backs, this just so this is something they got, and I got different ones. They got ones for like Nevada, they got ones for like different states, and you guys can get these things. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the Iraqi dinar, right? All this stuff is about to blow up as the economy crashes. I'm telling y'all, man. Telling y'all need. I just wanted to share that with the family, because we talking about the banks and all this stuff, and it's something I shared before. This ain't nothing new, but I still want to share it with the people. Then again, I don't know if I shared it on YouTube, but get your gold and silver game up, family. Very important. Even with this, family, get your gold and silver game up. Get your dollar bills. These are silver notes. These are silver dollar bills. Get your silver dollar bill notes. Get those up too, family. Get everything that has silver and gold to do with silver and gold. Get it as this economy goes crazy.
Indeed. All right, let's get to somebody. Hold up, give me 1 second. Somebody say AA Rashid inform you? Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. But let's get to another question. Let's find one. We're about to wrap it up, family. Be patient with me. Okay, here we go. Will this transit Pluto in Aquarius bring visibility of unseen entities from higher densities to the physical?
That's a very good question. Yes, I think it will. Absolutely, I think it will. And I think that the truth of the matter is this, though, without even talking about astrology, it's just time for it. That's what I would say. You know what I'm saying? It's just time for it, family. This is something that was predestined. And if you pay attention to the surrounding things, to the surrounding signs, they're preparing us. That's why they're telling us now. They're preparing us. Something is about to happen. Something is coming when you least expect it. Nobody's expecting that weekend to go away. It did. That United States will be shooting down UFOs. And they literally called it that on they said unidentified flying objects are being shot down over Alaska and over the Great Lakes. They literally called it that. But people didn't catch on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just time for it, family.
Yeah, somebody said long overdue. Indeed.
Long overdue.
Indeed, Tessa, indeed. All right, so with that being said, listen, man, brother Yosef, man, I mean, phenomenal show.
Yes.
Man, I got a good life, man. To be able to talk here, sit here, do what I do, man. I'm enjoying. I'm thankful for my assignment, y'all. I'm real thankful for my assignment. I want to thank you for coming on once again. One last time, because people forget. Tell them your information about your lecture, your book, your Patreon. Tell them everything before we get out of here, my brother.
Yes, family. So my Patreon, it will be is a link for that on my website, but it's Brother Yosef on Patreon. You guys can contact me at newlifetools.com. I'm not doing consultations right now. I got a lot going on. In case you guys didn't hear, we just purchased land for the tribe. Dope. So Brother Yosef about to be homesteaded and all kinds of stuff like that. So I got a lot of stuff I'm doing right now. We are also, so the lecture will be South Carolina, Layman, South Carolina, on April 8th. It's gonna be real dope. It'll be dope to meet a lot of you guys. So come on out. You can get tickets on my website, newlifetools.tribalministries.com. You can also go to backwoodsrealm.com to get tickets. And like I said, family, you know what I'm saying? The book is out. You guys can grab it. It comes from Book Patch. So as soon as you buy it, it's unlimited supply. You guys can just keep ordering them. You know what I mean? So go right ahead. And that's what it is, family. Thank you guys.
Indeed, family.